The Dores are back home after a successful road trip in which they won all three of their contests. It's a date between the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the Falmouth Commodores. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Opening the Door alongside Trey, Redfield, today's play-by-play broadcaster, and Carter Bainbridge, today's color man, Logan Soforenko. I'll be handling field reporter duties. And Trey, let's jump right into things. Last night, for the second night in a row, we saw the Commodores defeat an Eastern Division opponent by a score of 6-5.
Yeah, yet again, we're jumping right into things, all right? Second straight 6-5 win, like I mentioned, this time coming against the Harwich Mariners at White House Field. The Dores only going there twice this season, going the second time around and getting a W, and it was a good one. Falmouth put up a 5 spot in the top of the fourth inning, thanks to 4 errors put up by Harwich all game. The Commodores erupted. There was also a Jace Borfin home run. Good win for the Dores, 4-0-1 in their last 5 games.
And that will definitely play. And Carter, right now, we're in a tight division race. We got 10 games left. The Dores currently lead the Wareham Gatemen by 5 points, but this could get a little interesting as the Dores play the Bourne Braves tomorrow.
Well, the Dores are hot, and the Wareham Gatemen, currently in last by 5 points, are not. And that's been the story over the past 5 games or so. The Gatemen have won only 1 of their last 10 games. That's why they're now in last. And the Commodores are in 4th place, which matters quite a bit because the top 4 teams in each division make the playoffs this year. We're back to normal in that regard. The Bourne Braves are in 3rd place in the West. They're up on the Dores by 3 points today. And so far this season, that series between the Dores and Braves has been pretty much a toss-up. There's a couple more games between those two teams, but with just over 10 games remaining in the season, Falmouth is within striking distance of 3rd place. Meanwhile, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks just grabbed a hold of 1st place for the first time this season.
And Carter talked about it, Trey, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks grabbing 1st place, but you talk about the way the Hyannis Harbor Hawks have played this year, the new culture, first-year manager Eric Beatty. The Harbor Hawks got a lot on the line for them the remainder of the season because they want the playoffs in the Western Division, at least, to go through McKeon Park.
Yeah, I mean, and if it goes through McKeon Park, the Commodores are in some trouble. I've been saying it to you guys for the past week now, where I think Falmouth has the best chance of advancing if it plays to it. But Hyannis has been a very tough game against Falmouth this season. Just 1 win for the Commodores, and it was because of a 5-out save from Levi Wells. It was a close one. You're not always going to get those close games, and they're not always going to go in your favor. So it's really important for the Commodores to show their ground today because the Harbor Hawks, they're pretty darn good. And in what was a championship preview, in my opinion, in Hartford, Connecticut, they destroyed the YD Red Sox by a score of 9-3.
That, of course, was at Dunkin' Donuts Park, which is the home of the AA Colorado Rockies affiliate, the Hartford Yard Goats. And big stakes for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks because 1-3 the Dores are against the Hawks this year, and that one win was that 3-2 victory in which Levi Wells notched the save. But, Carter, today the Dores are going to have Chase Jeter on the mound, and he's been pretty good in a starter's capacity, but a lot of goose eggs in his categories.
He has. Chase Jeter probably has a pretty good contention that this year that he could have been an all-star snub. He made it last summer with the Dores. So far this year, a 1.62 ERA. His last 3 appearances have been starts. He started the summer in the bullpen, but over his last 3 times on the hill to start games, 4 innings in each of them, 12 innings combined, only 1 earned run across those 3 games. So if you're the Dores, you feel pretty good with this left-hander on the mound today. He's going to keep him in position to win.
Chase Jeter works fast, and he likes working down in the zone, so he's going to be attacking batters. And Trey, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks are going to send a starting pitcher in which he's seen the Falmouth Commodores at this field this season.
Yeah, and he was pretty darn good. Jackson Baumister, last time he pitched against the Dores was on June 29th, where he had 4 scoreless innings. So both of these pitchers coming in with an 0-1 record, and with Jeter, that loss came against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. So should be a really good matchup today. It's going to be the lefty Jeter going against the righty Baumister. Should be a lot of fun, partner.
The Dores and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks at 6 p.m. Big tilt coming up. But Carter, we key into Carter's keys for the day. What do the Dores got to do to get a pretty big victory? We feel like we said this like 5 times where it's the biggest matchup of the season. The Dores have some cushion with that 5-point lead, but what are the keys for today?
Well, for the Dores, it's to play loose and limit the damage on the base paths. Last night, the Dores saw the Harwich Mariners make 4 errors, and that was big time in a 1-run game. I mean, there's only so much telling how much those affected Harwich on the defensive end. Jace Borfin's solo home run ended up being the difference. But you look at this Hyannis team, they have the top 2 base stealers in the league, Enrico Nishida and Mitch Jebb. This team can do a lot of things on the base paths. They lead the league in stolen bases by a lot. So for the Dores to shut down this offense, they have to contain the running game for Hyannis. Whoever it is behind the plate, whether it's Daniel Nearai or Josiah Cromwick, whoever it is for the Dores, has to be alert, has to be quick with the throws, and ready to go on any given pitch.
The Falmouth Commodores struck out 14 times last night. They're looking to go away from that result tonight. We talked to Jace Borfin, just like Carter said. Big bat, he was DHing yesterday. Be on the lookout to see him in the outfield in the coming days. But you can tune into today's broadcast on the Falmouth Commodores YouTube channel to hear Trey Redfield on the play-by-play and Carter Bainbridge on the color. I'll be on the field giving you updates every third inning. But this has been Opening the Door. We'll see you soon.